Here we are in section 2.3 exercises, part A, numbers 5 through 8. Number 5, using the formula for a circle, circumference on one, area on the other, and a calculator, fill out the following table. So circumference we get out of the book is 2 times pi times r. The area equals pi times r to the second power, or pi r squared. So the radius of the circle is here, 3. So this would be 2 times pi times 3. So it would equal 6 pi, or if we punched it into our calculator, 6 times pi would equal about 18.8. The area, pi r squared, pi times 3 to the second power, would be 9 pi, or we could write that as a decimal. 9 times pi. And it equals 28.27. Let's double check that answer. Oh good, 18.85 and 28.27. Let's look at the next one. Number 5 with the radius of 12. So this is 2 times pi times 12. So we could write as 24 pi, which in the calculator, 24 times pi equals 75.398, or 75.4. And then for the area, it would be pi times 12 squared. So 144 pi. Let's punch that in. 144 times pi equals 452.4. Good. Let's double check those two answers. 75.4 and 452.39. We just had one decimal place less than they did, and that's okay. With 5.1, the circumference is going to be 2 times pi times 5.1. Let's times that out on the calculator. 2 times pi times 5.1 equals 32.04. And the area, pi times 5.1 to the second power. And that is going to equal pi times 5.1 to the second power equals 81.71. Let's go ahead and check those two answers, 32.04 and 81.71. Excellent. Number 17. Number 5 with the radius of 17. Circumference is 2 times pi times 17, which would be 34 pi. Let's punch that in. 34 times pi equals, we get 106.81. And for area, pi times 17 squared. That's going to equal pi times 17 squared equals 907.92. Let's check those answers. 106.81 and 907.92. Good. Radius of 4. We have 2 times pi times 4. Punch that in the calculator. 8 times pi will be 25.13. And with the area, pi times 4 squared, 16 pi. 16 times pi equals 50.26. $50.27. Let's double check those. 25.13 and 50.27. Good. Radius of 38. we will have circumference is 2 times pi times that radius of 38. Let's punch out the calculator. 2 times pi times 38. We could have done 76 times pi, but we'd get the same thing. 238.76. 238.76. And the next one, when you have pi times 38 squared. Oh, that's probably going to be a big number. Pi times 38 squared equals 4,536.5. 4536.5. Let's double check those answers. 238.76 and 4536.5. They have an extra decimal place. That's perfectly fine. The last one, if we have 2 times pi times 114, punch that in the calculator. 2 times pi times 114, that equals 716.28. 716.28. Oh, good. Perimeter is centimeters, good. Area is centimeters squared. Pi times 114 squared. This is going to be large, I think. 114 squared times pi equals 40,828.14. 40,828.14. Okay, let's check our answer. There we have 716.28 and 40,828.14. Good. Number 6. If the unit for the radius in 5 is feet, so if this is in feet, then what are these answers in? Circumference and area. Well, circumference is a measure around the circle, so it is a distance. So this would also be in feet. And yeah, you're just taking 2 times pi times feet, and you get feet. Well, here in area, areas always have a 2 on it, feet squared. And that came because we were taking pi times the 3 feet times 3 feet. So the feet times feet are feet squared, square feet. Good. Number 7. Let's double check that answer. Number 6, yep, feet and feet squared. Number 7, if the unit for the radius in number 5 is, say, kilometers, what are the units for circumference and area? So the radius is in kilometer, the circumference would be in, well, kilometers. Just straight kilometers here. But with area, it always has a 2 on it, kilometers squared, and you can see that by the pi r squared. So this would be so many kilometers squared. Let's double check that answer. And indeed, circumference is kilometer and area is kilometers squared. Number 8. Using the formula for circle and a spreadsheet. Oh, we get to pull out our spreadsheet. Fill out the table in number 5 using the formula abilities of a spreadsheet. Okay, let's pull up our Excel spreadsheet. Oh, good. And here we have the one we used for numbers 1 through 4. And so let's make sure we can do this very similar thing. Let's put that in here. Radius, then circumference, and area. Good. Let's make that a little bit bigger so we can see circumference. Alrighty, then with the radius we have a 3, 12, 5.1, 17, 4, and a 38, and a 114. Good. So the formula for circumference is that it equals 2 times pi times the radius, which is 3. And we hit enter. So let's box these like the table. We'll pull down all the borders and say, yeah, let's get all the borders. Great. Now let's punch in the formulas. The formulas for circumference is equal to times pi. Now for this to work, Excel needs the parentheses around there, times the radius, 2 times pi times the radius. And now we hit enter, and there we have 18.85 or whatever was in there. And we can copy and paste, so you can use Control C and then Control V there. But if you take and drag it, it will drag that formula down for each one of them. And it will get us those numbers that we need. And so you'll notice here the formula is using A14, A15, A16, and so on and so forth. Copying and dragging will allow that variable to take on those different values. For area, it is equal to pi with the parentheses times r caret 2, and that's the r squared. Thank you. I went over there. We didn't get done till like quarter after. It's like, I want to talk to you after. I want to talk to you afterwards. Let me finish this video and then I'll. Yeah. I think so. And the formula for the area would be equal pi times the radius squared. So we're going to pick up the variable that has the radius in it and caret 2. So it takes it to the second power. And there we have our 28.27 from the top one. Control C and drag it all the way down to the bottom with Shift and the arrows, and then Control V will put them all in there. And there we have, you can even see those answers down there and you can check them. Great, thanks.